All right, a lot of drama in last night's Game 4 over in Minnesota. The Spurs fell to the Timberwolves 114-109. But the big headline, of course, from the game is what happened in the second quarter right there. Victor Wembanyama ejected after throwing an elbow. Of course, his absence a big factor in the loss. The series returns here at home for Game 5 tomorrow night. And today, we found out that Wemby will be allowed to play, which means the Spurs fans, we can breathe, right? But that foul is still dominating the conversation today. It is what everyone is talking about, including us right here. So let's chat about it. Locked on Spurs postcast and host and a familiar face of Ken's side.
Good to see you.
Mr. Casey Viera.
It
has been a long minute,
yes,
but Casey, good to see you, my friend.
Likewise.
Thank you for being here. All right, so usually as the news guy, I want to get to the latest, the newest, which is the league's decision. But before we do that, let's rewind a bit. Let's talk about last night. Two-part question here. When you saw it, did you think, all right, the refs got it right? And explain to us, with this flagrant 2, what the difference between that and a 1.
Right. Okay. So I guess we'll start with the difference between the two and why it kind of caught me off guard. My knee-jerk reaction was that's a flagrant 2 because it shows the intent going above the shoulders, going the full motion. It was pretty obvious what he was trying to do. So I thought that was the right call. What surprised me was the fact that the officiating crew actually made the call in a playoff game on a top 5 player in the league and subsequently ejected him, tossed him out of the game. And
that surprised you?
That surprised me from the standpoint that they actually did it. Because usually when you see the superstars in this league, the LeBrons of the world, the Giannis Antetokounmpos of the world, there's a little bit of leeway, especially in the playoffs with something like that. Maybe if this happened all the way back on December 10th instead of May 10th, yeah, you're probably looking at Victor being ejected, or at least the real expectation of it. This, in the playoffs, in my opinion, I was shocked. I was shocked that they actually went through it.
So with the 2 and 1, the 2 is the intent, right?
The 2 essentially is the intent.
And you believe there was intent, and so you believe they made the right call here?
I believe they did. I believe they did.
Why is that, from what you saw?
I think it's just because you see the kind of, I don't want to use the word malice because I'm not the one in the situation, but you see the intent in Victor's eyes, right? If you look at the video, he's clearly squared up. He's looking at Nasri directly. That's kind of intent, right? That's kind of intent. Had this been a situation where he was swinging freely and then caught him above the shoulder, I think that would have been a little bit different. I think you're looking at a flagrant 1 at that point. But because there was that extra little bit of aggression that Victor did have, I think that's the reason he was tossed in the second quarter last night.
So let's talk about today. That's what we were all waiting for, if he was going to play tomorrow. So to get this right, NBA cleared him. So he's good. No suspension, no fine. No suspension, no fine. What goes into that decision making? I mean, the factors, are we thinking because he is Wemby, an all-star player of the NBA, because of the timing of when it happened in the second quarter? I mean, what kind of factors go into that for them to decide he needs to be suspended or not?
I think all the above. I think past reputation plays a big factor in that as well. And for the most part, Victor's been clean as a whistle. There's never really been any sort of anything that pops up to suggest that Victor is a dirty type of player, if this is a recurring thing. I think that was part of the saving grace. I think the other aspect of it was that it happened so early in the game. And the Spurs' argument probably is, hey, that's essentially playing without him. He got tossed in the second quarter. That's essentially playing without him. If Vic does this maybe in the 4th, I think there's a realistic chance he's not playing tomorrow in Game 5. But I think when you pair the two, when it happened, and he has a very clean resume as a whole, I'm not surprised. I thought it would have been real courageous for them to turn around and suspend him for a playoff game, but then go back like the December 10th thing, I think had that happened on December 10th, you're probably looking at a situation where Victor gets a game.
Really quickly, Casey, I mean, I thought it was interesting, too, Coach Mitt Johnson's remarks at the end, post-game regarding Wemby and the way that he's getting treated on the hardwood. What did you make of that really quickly?
And the intent that he said there was zero intent. My knee-jerk reaction was, I don't think Mitch saw the replay yet. that was my reaction. I'm like, I don't know if Mitch saw it, but it's playoff basketball, right? It's physical.
That's the thing.
This is what it's all about.
Right.
You take it with a little bit of a grain of salt, relatively speaking. And I think that's why I was kind of surprised that he did get tossed, because there's just been a level of leeway that the officiating crew gives these guys in the playoffs, especially in this Spurs Timberwolves series. But he got kicked out, learned for the better. It's a reminder that nobody was perfect at 22 years old.
That's
no matter
right.
you or I were not.
Yeah.
We'll bounce back tomorrow.
Game 5 tomorrow.
Yep.
My friend Casey, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see
Appreciate
you.
you. Likewise.
And of course, you can catch Casey on the Locked on Spurs postcast after every Spurs game. It is streaming now right here on KENS 5+. More news and weather still ahead. Stay with us.